viewers, today I have come with a new topic, continuity. So if we see the dictionary meaning of continuity means keep doing the things without stoppage, right? Topics for today: introduction to continuity and its condition, definition of continuity, discontinuity and its kind, examples. There are two types of example. One is checking the continuity of a function and second is to find the value of an unknown quantity when function is continuous. So before discussing the continuity of the functions, let us see some graphs. Okay, so let us see first fx is equal to sine x. So when I am talking about a sine graph, it keeps on going like this, like a wave. This side also, right? If I talk about a graph of a signum function, okay, I am talking about signum function. How we define signum function? It is 1 whenever your x is greater than 0, 0 when x is equal to 0 and minus 1 when x is less than 0, right? So let us take the graph of this function. For x greater than 0, it is 1. So 0 is not included, and for all the values greater, it is 1, right? So here is 1, okay. Now it is minus 1 whenever x is less than 0. So minus 1 means less than 0 is this side. So here it is minus 1, right? And at 0 the point value is 0. So this point, correct? Now let us take one more graph. I have a function fx is equal to 2 whenever x is not equal to 0 and 5 when x is equal to 0, right? So how can I draw the graph for this function? My value of fx is 2 when x is not equal to 0, right? So it is not equal to 0. At that time, the value is 2, okay? And for x is equal to 0, it is 5. Somewhere here, 0, 5 and 0, 2. If we check all the three graphs, what we check in this, without lifting my pen, I can draw the graph. When I am talking about signum function, to lift my pen when I want to draw the graph of signum function. In this case also, at a certain point, at x is equal to 0, I have to make an empty circle to show that the graph has a different value at x is equal to 0. So the case in which, or I can draw my graph in one stroke itself, that function will be a continuous function. Now I will tell you what are the conditions which are required for the continuity of a function. If I talk about the limit of a function, so if I talk about the left hand limit at x is equal to 0, right? So if I take the points from the left which are approaching to 0, the value is 2. So I can say left hand limit. What do you mean by left hand limit? Limit x tends to 0 negative fx is equal to 2, right? Now if I talk about the right hand limit, right hand limit means the points are approaching from the right hand side towards 0. So it means limit x tends to 0 positive fx is also 2. Here my left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, but I have a problem at x is equal to 0. I couldn't draw the continuous graph in this case, right? So it means the value of the function f0 is 5. So the continuity of the graph breaks because of the value of the function at that point. It means my function can only be continuous when my left hand limit equals to right hand limit equals to the value of the function. For the continuity of a function, we require the left hand limit, right hand limit and the value of the function to be equal. Or precisely what I can say is the limit should exist as well as the value of the function should be equal to the limit of a function. What do you mean by the limit exists? It means the left hand limit of a function should be equal to right hand limit of a function. Okay. So now let us take the proper definition of continuity of a function. So let fx be a function continuous at a point A in its domain, then limit x tends to A, fx should be equal to fa. Now, what is the meaning of this part? The meaning of this part is limit x tends to A negative, fx should be equal to limit x tends to A positive, means your left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit, then only the limit of a function exists. So only the one concept which you have to extend in the existence of the limit is the value of the function at that point, and our continuity will come into picture. Let's talk about the types of discontinuity. Now we already know what is continuity. So continuity says if fx is a continuous function at x is equal to in its domain, then limit x tends to A, fx equals to fa. If fx is not continuous, fx is said to be discontinuous at x is equal to A. Now there are different kinds of discontinuity. So to name them, just check it. So first is removable discontinuity. What is the meaning of removable discontinuity? So if limit x tends to A, fx is not equal to fa, right? So your left hand limit and right hand limit are equal, but your value of the function at x is equal to A is not equal. In that case, it becomes a removable discontinuity. As the name suggests, can be removed, and the function can be made continuous by redefining the function at the point at which we are discussing the continuity. Is that clear? Now second is your discontinuity of first kind. So in this case, your left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Limit x tends to A negative fx is not equal to limit x tends to A positive fx. In case of signum function, if we discuss the continuity at 0, so 0 positive and 0 negative, they have different values. So that is discontinuity of first kind. You cannot make the function continuous. Is that clear? Now third is discontinuity of second kind. In this case, either your left limit will not exist or your right hand limit will not exist, or both of them can also not exist. Is that clear? So what does it says? Exist, right? So this is your discontinuity of second kind. Is that clear? Now there is one more concept, what is left hand continuity or right hand continuity. Now check what is left hand continuity. Limit x tends to A negative fx will be equal to fa, not equal to limit x tends to A positive fx. Okay. Right hand continuity, limit x tends to A positive fx will be equal to fa and not equal to limit x tends to A negative fx. So now we have understood when our function will be discontinuous, whenever the limit exists but it is not equal to the value of the function. Secondly, it will be discontinuous whenever your left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Also, it will be discontinuous if one of the limit does not exist or both do not exist. Is that clear? Now let us take some examples. So now let us show that the function fx given by fx is equal to sin x by x plus cos x when x is not equal to 0 and 2 when x is equal to 0 is continuous at x is equal to 0. So when we are checking about the continuity, we have to check the left hand limit and right hand limit and the value of the function. So value of the function is already given to us. We have to just check the left hand limit and right hand limit. Okay. So to check continuity, already we have the value of the function. So we have to check the left hand limit and right hand limit. So left hand limit I am checking. So limit x tends to 0 negative fx. Please pay attention here how we have to solve. Okay. So limit h tends to 0. It means when we are talking about the left hand limit, means some very small part has been taken away from the 0, right? So I am writing limit h tends to 0 f 0 minus h, because we are taking away some very small quantity from 0. So 0 minus h means towards the left hand side of 0. Limit h tends to 0 f minus h. Okay. Now whenever my x is not equal to 0, my fx is this function, right? So limit h tends to 0, substitute the value here, sine minus h plus cos minus h, here minus h. Limit h tends to 0, sine minus theta is minus sine theta upon minus h plus cos minus theta is cos theta, right? So what I am getting here, this is the standard limit. Limit h tends to 0, sin h upon h will become 1 and cos 0 is 1. So it will become 1 plus 1 equals to 2, right? Let us take the right hand limit. So what is that? Limit tends to 0 positive fx. So it means we are adding something very small quantity to 0. So limit h tends to 0 f 0 plus h. Limit h tends to 0 f h. Limit h tends to 0, substitute the value here, sin h by h plus cos h, right? Now we have a standard limit. Limit h tends to 0, sin h by h is 1, cos 0 is 1, so again it is 2. Okay, so my left hand limit is 2, right hand limit is 2, and the value of the function is 2. So since limit x tends to 0 negative fx is equal to limit x tends to 0 positive fx equals to f0, which is equal to 2, right? Hence fx is continuous. Okay. Now let us take this question. Test the continuity of the function at origin when fx is given mod x by x, when x is not equal to 0, and 1 when x is equal to 0. So we have to check the left hand limit, right hand limit, and the value of the function at the origin. What is my left hand limit? Limit x tends to 0 negative fx, right? Limit h tends to 0 f 0 minus h. Limit h tends to 0 f minus h. Now we'll substitute this value in this function. So limit h tends to 0 minus h upon mod of minus h, right? So limit h tends to 0 minus h upon h, which is equal to minus 1, right? Now we will check the right hand limit. Limit x tends to 0 positive fx. Limit h tends to 0 f 0 plus h. Limit h tends to 0 f h. Limit h tends to 0 h upon mod h. So what we are getting? H upon h, which is equal to 1. And I have f0 as 1. So in this case, my left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, but it is equal to the value of the function. So my function is discontinuous at x is equal to 0. So what we are going to write, limit x tends to 0 negative fx is not equal to limit x tends to 0 positive. Hence fx is discontinuous at x is equal to 0. So now let us take this question. Discuss the continuity of the function given by fx is equal to mod x minus 1 plus mod x minus 2 at x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. So we will define this function. Fx is equal to, when 3 cases will take. When x is less than 1, when x lies between close interval 1 and open interval 2, and when x is greater or equal to 2. So whenever my x is less than 1, just draw the line. Here is 1, here is 2, right? So if you are substituting any value before 1, say for example you are substituting 0. If you substitute 0, you are getting negative answer. Here also negative answer, right? minus x minus 1 minus x minus 2. Is that clear or not? When I am talking about between 1 and 2, say for example, if you are substituting 1.5, in this case you will get a positive answer. But if you are substituting here 1.5 minus 2 means negative answer. So how you can write here? X minus 1 minus x minus 2. Is that clear? When you are substituting a value greater than 2, say for example 3 or 2.1 you are substituting, both the places you will get the positive answer. So substitute here. So how I can write here x minus 1 plus x minus 2. Right? So how can I define my function? Now solve this. So I am getting minus 2x plus 3 when x is less than 1. I am getting here 1 when my x lies in between 1 and 2, and it is 2x minus 3 when it is greater than equal to 2. Now I will check my continuity at 1 and 2. Okay. So when I am checking the continuity at 1, so left hand limit and right hand limit. So left hand limit, limit x tends to 1 negative fx, limit h tends to 0, f, here is 1 negative, so 1 minus h, okay, limit h tends to 0, 1 minus h means less than 1, so this function will come, so minus 2, 1 minus h plus 3, in place of x we have to substitute 1 minus h, so if you substitute the limit here, h tends to 0, what you are getting? 1, right? Now let us take the right hand limit. Right hand limit, if I am talking about limit x tends to 1 positive fx, limit h tends to 0, f1 plus h greater than 1. What is the function? 1. So limit h tends to 0, 1, so it will be equal to 1. And I have my value of function at 1 as also 1. So left hand limit equals to right hand limit equals to the value of the function. The function is continuous at x is equal to 1. So you will write, since limit x tends to 1 negative fx is equal to limit x tends to 1 positive fx is equal to f1, hence fx is continuous at x is equal to 1. Similarly, we will check at x is equal to 2. Same old process, we will start the left hand limit, right hand limit and the value of the function. So limit x tends to 2 negative we are talking about, because we are discussing at 2, so left hand limit will be 2 negative fx. So limit h tends to 0, f 2 minus h, right? Now limit h tends to 0 less than 2. What is the value of the function? 1. Here for left hand limit 1. This is my left hand limit, right? Now let us check. See, the value of the left hand limit is 1, because my function for less than 2, 2 negative, it will be 1, right? Now right hand limit. So limit x tends to 2 positive fx. 2 positive means something bigger than 2. So whenever my x is greater than 2, this function holds, right? So I will be using this function in this case. So limit h tends to 0, f2 plus h, limit h tends to 0, f2 plus h, here in place of x I will substitute 2 plus h, so 2 plus h minus 3. If you solve, substitute h tends to 0, so 4 minus 3, what you will get? 1. Now f2 we have to find, right? So we have to substitute 2 in this function. So 2 into 2 minus 3, 4 minus 3 equals to 1. So again my limit x tends to 2 negative fx equals to limit x tends to 2 positive fx equals to f2. Hence fx is continuous at x is equal to 2. Okay, so this is the procedure to check whether my function is continuous or not. Now move to the next set of questions where you will be provided the Function is continuous and you have to find the value of the unknown quantity. Okay. So the question says find the value of k so that the function fx x square minus 1 upon x minus 1 when x is not equal to 1 and k when x is equal to 1 is continuous at x is equal to 1. Limit x tends to 1, fx should be equal to f1. What does that imply? Limit x tends to 1, x square minus 1 upon x minus 1 should be equal to k. What we do? We do the factorization of the numerator part. Now substitute the limit. So k is equal to 2. So whenever my value of k is 2, my function will be continuous at x is equal to 1. Find the value of a so that the function f defined by fx is equal to a sine pi by 2 x plus 1 when x is less than equal to 0 and 10x minus sin x upon x cube when x is greater than 0 is continuous at x is equal to 0. So the function is continuous at x is equal to 0 and we have to find the value of a. Limit x tends to a negative fx equals to limit x tends to a positive fx should be equal to fa. Here that a point is nothing but 0, right? So I can write limit x tends to 0 negative fx should be equal to limit x tends to 0 positive fx should be equal to f0. So since my function is continuous, I am only taking the left hand limit and right hand limit part. So it means x less than 0 negative means we will take the x less than part. So limit x tends to 0 negative fx equals to limit x tends to 0 positive fx. What does that imply? Limit h tends to 0 f 0 minus h is equal to limit h tends to 0 f 0 plus h. What does this imply? This implies limit h tends to 0 f minus h equals to limit h tends to 0 f h. Now we have to substitute the value from here. So what does that imply? Limit h tends to 0, x has to be replaced by minus h. A sine pi by 2 minus h plus 1 equals to limit h tends to 0 10h minus sin h upon h cube. Limit h tends to 0 a sine, right? Take this pi by 2 inside. So pi by 2 minus pi by 2 h. Okay. This side limit h tends to 0. Change it into sine and cos, right? So limit h tends to 0 a sine 90 minus theta cos theta, okay, equals to limit h tends to 0. Take out sine common here, sin h upon h. Here we are left with 1 minus cos h minus 1 into 1 by h square. I have taken 1h here so that this becomes my standard limit. Okay. So now substitute the limit here. Cos 0 is 1. So a equals to limit h tends to 0. Sin h upon h is 1. Now we'll solve this part. So it will become 1 minus cos h upon cos h into h square. A equals to, now we are using here cos 2 theta formula, right? 1 minus cos 2x is equal to 2 sine square x. Instead of 2x I have h, so my angle will become half. Limit h tends to 0, 2 sine square. Since h angle is half, h by 2 upon cos h into 1 by h square. Is that clear? Now we can make sine square h by 2 and h square as a standard limit. How? A is equal to limit h tends to 0 2 upon cos h, okay, into sine h by 2 upon h into sine h by 2 upon h. Okay. So now Here my angle is h by 2, and what is my standard limit? Limit theta tends to 0. Sine theta by theta is 1. So it means if here is h by 2, here should be also h by 2. So multiply and divide by 2. So this becomes my standard limit. This becomes my standard limit, and cos 0 is 1. So a is equal to 2 upon 2 into 2. Cancel. So I am getting the value of a as 1 by 2. You can solve it directly also. See, if it is sine square h by 2 and you have h square, limit h tends to 0. So whatever is the denominator or whatever is the multiple of the angle, square that. So into 1 by 4 and into 4. So this becomes your standard limit. Now let us take this question. Find the values of the constant a and b when fx is defined by this under root 1 plus px minus under root 1 minus px upon x, 2x plus 1, x minus 2, and they have given the condition is continuous. So if they have not specified the point at which the continuity is there, so just check it which is the common point in fx. See here 0, 0, right? So I will discuss continuity on 0. So since fx is continuous at x is equal to 0, this implies limit x tends to 0 negative fx is equal to limit x tends to 0 positive fx equals to f0, right? So now let us take this part. So limit x tends to 0 negative fx is equal to limit x tends to 0 positive fx. Now limit h tends to 0, f0 minus h, x is replaced by 0 minus h, limit h tends to 0, f0 plus h, limit h tends to 0, f minus h is equal to limit h tends to 0, f h. Now we'll substitute the value minus h, 0 negative. This function will come, right? So limit h tends to 0 under root 1 minus ph plus, because x has been replaced by minus h, minus under root 1 plus ph upon minus h, because x is replaced by minus h, is equal to limit h tends to 0. Now fh is this function, so 2h plus 1 upon h minus 2, right? So here you can directly substitute the value 0. So you will get 1 by 2. But here if I substitute the value, I am getting 0 upon 0 form. So always remember, when you have this type of function, what you will do, you will rationalize it into under root. Multiply by the conjugate of the irrational part equals to 1 upon minus 2. Okay. So now limit h tends to 0. This is a minus b, a plus b. So a square minus b square. So in that case 1 minus ph minus 1 plus ph upon minus 1 minus ph plus under root 1 plus ph, okay, equals to minus half. Now limit h tends to 0. If you solve it, what you are getting, 1 minus ph minus 1 minus ph upon minus h under root 1 minus ph plus under root 1 plus ph equals to minus half. So now 1 and 1 will get cancelled, minus 2 ph upon minus h under root 1 minus ph plus under root 1 plus ph equals to minus half. Cancel. So basically if you substitute the limit, now we are not getting 0 upon 0 form. So it will become 2p upon 2. This will become 0, this will become 0, but root 1 plus root 1 means 1 plus 1. So minus half. So you cancel. So the value of p is minus half. So find the values of a and b so that the function defined by, this is the definition of the function they have given, becomes continuous on closed interval 0 comma pi. So we can discuss continuity at pi by 4 and pi by 2, right? So first of all, we'll discuss continuity on pi by 4. Okay, let's assume fx is continuous at x is equal to pi by 4. So what does that imply? That left hand limit will be equal to right hand limit. Limit x tends to pi by 4 negative fx will be equal to limit x tends to pi by 4 positive fx. What does that imply? That implies limit h tends to 0, f pi by 4 minus h equals to limit h tends to 0, f pi by 4 plus h. Substitute the values of the function. So what you are getting? You are getting here limit h tends to 0, pi by 4 minus h plus a root 2 sine pi by 4 minus h equals to, substitute the value here, limit h tends to 0 to pi by 4 plus h cot pi by 4 plus h plus b. Substitute the limit, getting here pi by 4, h will become 0 plus a root 2. Here I am getting sine pi by 4, sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Here what I am getting? I am getting 2 pi by 4, cot pi by 4 is 1 plus b, right? So basically I am getting the equation a, bring this b this side, minus b is equal to 2 pi by 4 minus pi by 4. So I got my first equation is a minus b is equal to pi by 4. Now similarly when I will discuss on pi by 2, I will get my second equation. So it will become, what does this imply? This implies limit h tends to 0, f pi by 2 minus h equals to limit h tends to 0, f pi by 2 plus h. So now let us substitute the value here. So I am getting limit h tends to 0, pi by 2 minus h we are taking, so we will get this function, right? So 2 pi by 2 minus h cot pi by 2 minus h plus b equals to limit h tends to 0. Pi by 2 plus h means this function will come. So a cos 2 pi by 2 plus h minus b sine pi by 2 plus h. Okay. Now we will use the trigonometry here. So limit h tends to 0. We can take 2 inside. So I am getting pi minus 2h. Cot 90 minus theta is tan theta plus b. Limit h tends to 0. Take 2 inside. A cos pi plus 2h minus b sin 90 plus theta is cos theta. Now we will substitute the values of h tends to 0. So what I am getting? I am getting here pi tan 0 is 0 plus b equals to value of h as 0, cos pi is minus 1. So a cos 0 minus b. So this will become, now if you solve this equation, we are getting 2b is equal to minus a, right? Or a is equal to minus 2b. So this is my second equation. Now we will solve first and second, right? So solving first and second equation. So I have got a minus b is equal to pi by 4 and a plus 2b is equal to 0. Subtract, I am getting 3b is equal to pi by 4, which implies b is equal to minus pi by 12. Now substitute the value of b. So a is already equal to minus 2b. So minus 2 into minus pi by 12, I am getting pi by 6. Okay, so this is the way of solving the question based on continuity. Whether you have to prove the function continuous, so then you have to check the left hand limit, right hand limit and the value of the function at the point. But if they have given the function as continuous and you have to find the constant value, you can take among the three any two and solve. Today we learned introduction to continuity and its condition, definition of continuity, discontinuity and its kind, examples. There are two types of example. One is checking the continuity of a function and second is to find the value of an unknown quantity when function is continuous. So that's all for the topic of the continuity. Stay tuned.